Alright, so where are we actually up to on the kit? Well, I've completed both the lower gunwale areas. I'm just starting the second one now, which consists of this thing, which has to be filed out appropriately and then fits over the top here. And then there's the gun scoops, I suppose you call them, for non-technical term people like me. Anyway, those portions here are made up of several pieces. The pieces are all on parts 14 and 11, except for part 12, which has a couple on. And basically they consist of and the pieces consist of central fat piece, two small curved pieces. These are then glued together like this, and they're all sanded off smooth. And if it's one of the end pieces, there are those there. Now if we look up on the ship and zoom in, that's all the end pieces, and these are the other pieces all put together and all sanded so they fit. And it really is simply a matter of putting these in the correct position and then putting the correct piece, which is this one, there, and gluing it into place, and working your way along on one side. The only difficult bits are the actual cutting out of the holes to fit these on. So once I've fixed these both sides, I'll take you to the next section. Really simple, lots of fiddly bits to cut out, clean up, but not difficult to do. So that's my update so far. Not a lot done over Christmas. Trying to celebrate and avoid the COVID relapse in Victoria. So we've filed out and completed all the sections with the gun spots all the way through. Started to level this out across here. Done the same on this thing. Yeah, it's got a bit of filler in there. I've got to wait for that to dry. Give it a sand with some really fine sandpaper. But overall, these weren't too difficult to do. These are just a little fiddly bit, I think, as I showed in the last video. The worst bit was sanding out the holes to fit these and these guys in, and those and those. They fit up nicely. A lot of sanding up to do and cleaning of it. But that, apart from some pieces in here, is the basic physical hull completed. We now have to add on all the extra pieces, cannons, all the whales. Just starting to come up quite nice. Working here. So stand comes in really handy for working on. Nice and easy to remove once you've cut everything down. As I said, when you cut out the actual hull, leave these guys, even the teeny ones that sit underneath, a little bit longer than they should be, because it's easy to sand them down flat afterwards and fit this in so you've got your correct wedging and correct sizes. Otherwise they'll be really small, and I had a couple under here that I had to cut away and replace with some of the rib that I'd cut off. Fairly easy to do. You can't see it, but it is something to think about when you're cutting it away. So we'll leave it there. We'll come back with the next portion. It's taken so long, but Christmas breakup, Christmas time, and the heat sort of puts you off doing any work. Besides, you want to be out enjoying the sun, even though we are sort of locked down at home. Luckily for us in Australia, most of it's come free, but we cut a couple of bad infections in the last couple of days, which slowed everything up again. All the best to everyone. Hope it goes really, really well in the future. Cheers. One last thing I forgot to mention. There's 6 of these in there, 6 in there, that makes 12 sets altogether. These 2 N1s made up with these 2 guys. And all these other ones use these pieces in here, which there's 10. 5 for each side. Now, in theory, apart from 2 on another screen, there's supposed to be enough of these to put 2 per system. However, on this board, there's 11. Not an even number. By my count, 6 and 6 is 12 per side, but it doesn't work out that way. However, there is this little thing here. It's got no numbering on it, and there is enough there for 10 of them either side. So obviously they've provided some spares just in case you break them. As long as you cut them out, well, they won't break, but appears that they do give you spares. I'm assuming that's for nothing else. It's not marked, so I'm guessing that this is a spare board. So don't worry if you don't have enough. There are some more on this board. Cheers until next time.